Good day, folks. This is Chris Etaron checking in for TradeTaxPlus, and this is the last video in this series. Remember in the previous video we said how this conundrum that was created by customs or ITAX saying we will only issue heading rebate item 41211 in respect of goods where there is customs on it. And SARS saying, well, if you can't issue a certificate, we won't allow the goods to come into South Africa free of VAT. How was this overcome? Now, clearly there's a picture much bigger than two parties at loggerheads, and they agreed that that ITAC issued a blanket ruling or a permit in respect of all essential goods and services as listed in this massive list. Remember that long list, that one? In respect of all items on this list that are not subject to duty. So when the goods come in and it falls within one of these categories, you can just go to your clearing agent, say or advise it's coming in under this heading 41211, and it's duty free, so there is no duty on that. So you don't need a ITAC certificate. You can use the general certificate that's on the ITAC website. So that's how that was overcome. If it relates to goods where there is duty payable, you must put an application into with ITAC, and they will on considering the application, they will issue a certificate for each consignment. So the certificate will then allow you to import goods free of duty and, of course, free of VAT when it comes into South Africa. The criteria for those certificates are very strict, and the reason for the strictness of the criteria is to avoid people stockpiling goods in anticipation of this of this period ending, and then the landing cost of the goods thereafter still again being higher, the reintroduction of the duty on those goods. So you'll have to prove that it is for immediate consumption, or that it will go into a production process that will produce essential goods and services in an agreed period of time. So this isn't a stockpiling exercise. And that makes sense, I guess. Just a last word with regards to VAT. The VAT benefit is a pure VAT on importation benefit. So the person that imports the goods doesn't pay VAT, but any subsequent supply of those goods is subject to VAT. So if I buy something for 100, I pay no VAT, but I subsequently sell it for 100, I have to sell it for 115, because 15 goes to SARS, otherwise you're making a loss. And whether you're making that sale to associations not for gain or public benefit organizations or the government or whoever, it still remains a standard rated supply if it would normally be a standard rated supply. Clearly, if you import goods that would be the supply of which would be zero rated in South Africa, for example, fresh fruit, you wouldn't pay VAT on the importation in any event, but the local sale is just a local sale of a zero rated commodity, which is still subject to VAT at the zero rate. Just the normal VAT rules must be applied to those kind of sales. We have heard horror stories of people importing massive amounts of masks and stuff, and then sold them without VAT, thinking that the exemption will follow through. Unfortunately for those people, that amount you've charged is deemed to include VAT. And if you sold it for the same price that you have imported it, then you've made a loss of 15%. Like stuff. Anyway, so this concludes the series of videos on the context of COVID-19 developments and how it all fits together. The detail, you can really just go read that up. But if you do need assistance with some of these things, you're welcome to contact TradeTaxPlus, of course, or any of your advisors or such, whatever you want. have a look at the SARS website. It's up to date on this issue. You can also have a look there to see what's happening. For me, Christo Teron, it's time to check out for TradeTaxPlus, Center of Excellence. Be safe.